Hello, dear colleagues and friends. The topic of this video is application of Biomedis Trinity in veterinary medicine. This is a translation of a speech by the Dr. Natalia Sheveleva. She is a pediatrician, neonatologist, nutritionist, highest category doctor, teacher of bioresonance therapy and diagnostician. She has over 40 years of experience in medicine and 23 years of which are in alternative medicine. She gives consultations for clients and partners of Biomedis company. This is a person with huge experience and knowledge. And now we will talk about how our devices can help pets. We have a lot of requests over this topic. And in this video, we will show some interesting cases of our practice and some reviews that our dear clients sent to us. Please pay attention on the photos of our clients' pets, which used the devices and eliminated health problems. By the way, also pay attention to the poses of the pets and the devices near them or on their collars. It is obvious that the pets feel pretty comfortable near the devices. Some of them are asleep. So, why bioresonance has such a good impact on the health of our pets? First of all, because unfortunately pets also have diseases, and they undergo risks, especially when it comes to parasites. Especially for this case, we made a complex which you can use every 3 months to prevent the problem with parasites, as well as to minimize the amount of vet visits. Pets are highly sensitive to bioresonance. If your pet feels the relief, then it will calmly lie near the device. Sometimes pets even come to the place where the device is located, letting us know that the pet wants the owner to turn on the device. Every living organism is a source of physiological electromagnetic waves. Healthy cells and organs operate at their optimal vibration frequency. The oscillations of a weakened organism deviate from the optimal values, and the work of the organism gets disturbed. Biomedis Trinity generates physiological electromagnetic frequencies and, through the effect of bioresonance, helps cells and organs back to the optimal oscillation frequency. BRT teaches organism what it used to do itself when it was healthy. What effects can we obtain using bioresonance? This is recovery, pain relief, anti-inflammatory effect, immune modulation, detox. Bioresonance affects biochemical processes, which leads to the minimization of medications intake prescribed by the veterinarians. Unfortunately, sometimes there is no way to treat a pet without the medications. In such cases, we combine two methods. Due to this, the time for the recovery decreases, and there are obtained much better results. Trinity helps to cope with parasites, toxins, and various allergens. And let us now proceed to the results sent to us by our users. On the picture, you can see a cat called Miami. This cat had a cataract of right eye. You can see that on 2 pictures on the left. And on the right picture, you can see this cat after applying the complexes. Look at this beautiful cat. He's only 1 year old. This cat was found on the street being 1 month old. He was in a quite bad condition. He had rhinotrachetes. As a result of laboratory testings, it was found out that the reason of this disease was infection of feline herpes. This virus is especially dangerous for the young pets of the first few months of life. Depending on the immunity, more often animals die due to this infection. It was manifested in coughing, sneezing, nasal and eye discharge, fever. There was an oppressed state. More often, pets refused to eat and drink. This cat was treated by vets during 3 months. There was some improvement, but recovery didn't occur. The disease became chronic, and as soon as a Trinity device was added into treatment, there was a very good dynamic. The cat started to recover faster and as a result recovered completely. What's interesting that in the same family there was another cat, Murka. She was 3 years old, and despite living with the infected cat in the same house, this cat was also treated with Trinity for prevention, and the cat didn't get sick. Another example, this dog was 10 years old. This dog had a very difficult story. At the photo, the dog is completely recovered after the problems it had. The previous model of our device is attached to the collar. So this dog had a tumor, which was removed. And now you see the stages of wound healing. Right after the operation, there was a big patch of skin uncovered. There was an inflammation and deterioration of the state. And only after the beginning of Trinity application, there began a good process of healing, and the wound was healed. Besides the device, of course, there were bandagings made during this period of recovery. This is Gela. She's 6 years old. She had lactostasis after the kitten's weaning, and she was successfully recovered after the application of Trinity. Very interesting results were received from the Labrador owner. This dog had epilepsy, and I would like to read this review. Hi to all the Trinity lovers. I would like to thank all the specialists that kept very fast and constant feedback, as well as consulted and created complexes to solve health problems of my dog, and 11.5 years old Labrador, which had epilepsy attacks. The results were on January 17th last year, my dog had 6 attacks in one day, which led to the disturbance of hind legs coordination with their twitching and instability. From that time until today, the dog had only 2 attacks with much lighter consequences. The hind legs do not twitch, and the attack is shorter in time. The dog regains consciousness quicker. There was a customized program made for us called Episyndrome. Then I updated it to Episyndrome Attack Relief. This is such a help. The dog sleeps well, the anxiety goes away. I'm so grateful for this support. Don't be surprised, my dog has its own Trinity. Be healthy and happy. Such reviews can't let anyone indifferent. Since when our pets have diseases, especially aged, especially big-sized, of course the owner is also in a huge stress. And it's so amazing that we have our devices that can help them both. This is a Shih Tzu that suffered from allergic dermatitis, and despite having a very good pedigree and all other parameters corresponded to the requirements of the competitions the dog took part in, but due to having dermatitis, this dog was not allowed to breeding. After the owner read about the results of other pets and started applying complexes for allergic dermatitis during 3 weeks, there began very good improvements, and the sores between toes disappeared. And when people say that this is a placebo effect, don't believe them, because pets simply don't understand what the owner attaches to its collar every day. One of our clients is a vet himself, and he's widely using the bioresonance devices and shares the results. On the picture you can see the X-ray of one of such results. The dog has spinal and pelvic fractures. The veterinarians traditionally offered to euthanize the dog, to, how they say, let it not suffer. But our client created a customized complex. There was also used a previous model of the device for this dog. The device was attached to the collar. More than a month passed. Imagine such a difficult trauma, and only 1 month and the dog was running around. We can see everything on the picture. One of the most recent results on the cystitis treatment with the cystitis complex. This is a Dalmatian named Tilda. She's 5.5 years old. Everyone knows how cystitis is manifested and that it's an excruciating pain. Imagine how much stress this dog went through. During the first 4 days, the complex was on repeat. The device has such feature when you can put a complex on a cycle and it will repeat as many times as the device is on. The dog started to feel better, and now the owner turns on this complex only for the night time for prevention. We're very happy that this complex helped Tilda get rid of her problem. This cat had a really long story. I've stayed in touch with the owner of this cat for half a year. Since this cat had a range of health problems appearing one after another. This is a young male cat that goes outside, and once he came back from his walk with his claw torn up. But the vet paid attention to the fact that this cat is very thin and his fur wasn't of a good quality and it was falling out. It was found out after the tests were made that the cat had virus leukemia. There was a complex made, and after the application, the condition of the cat improved and the wound was better, but then it appeared that a fragment of a claw remained in the paw, and on this place there developed the abscess. And again, the special complex was created and the situation got better, but in some time, after a few months, the cat got into trouble again and was brought to the veterinary clinic with the bruises of internal organs. There was a kidney injury, detachment of the bladder mucosa, there were major problems with urination and stool, prostate enlargement. The cat wasn't castrated and the doctors recommended to make this procedure after the stabilization of the state. But we did a great work, we made complexes and the cat recovered. And after some time I asked about the cat's health and received the message from the owner that the state and mood of the cat are fine, the cat wasn't castrated, and the cat keeps the usual lifestyle. Another case. This is my own cat. The cat is problematic with his health. He's 11 years old. He was 11 years old at that time. And according to the breed, these cats are very picky with the food, and I thought that this is normal, that my cat doesn't eat very well. But last year, as a result of huge stress moving to another accommodation where another adult cat used to live, my cat refused to eat, drink, and his fur started to fall out. And when we went to the veterinary clinic, they started putting him drips because he was dehydrated. And then they gave a diagnosis of chronic kidney failure. The vets didn't give any predictions and promises. Meanwhile, I made him complexes which were applied during 3 months non-stop. He started to feel better, to eat a little bit, and now he looks much better. He feels fine and the fur looks okay as well. Of course, the diagnosis will not go away, considering the age of the cat, but nevertheless, we see the good improvements and we're very happy for that. As a conclusion, I would like to note that Biomedis Trinity is a new generation device which is recommended for use not only by people but also by pets. The treatment occurs not invasively, without pain, and this is an alternative to the traditional medicine. So, in which mode should we use the device for the pets? We use mode 2 if the pet is sleeping, and mode 1 if we attach the device to the collar. So I wish your pets to bring you joy in your life, because it is so precious when they meet us at home when we come back, being happy and healthy. Goodbye.